So what makes opening Pokemon cards so fun and or satisfying? Pokemon card collecting has been a part of my childhood since I was 10. If it was the original Game Boy games, Blue and Red, or the Pokemon trading card game. OK J-Love made a video asking the question, what makes opening Pokemon cards and just being in the hobby so fun? Or is it fun at all? Is it opening that pack, ruffling that foil of mystery? Is it that fresh smell of that shiny cardboard? Are you doing extensive research into Pokemon, or is it just gambling? I have my speculations, so let's get down to this video. So we all know opening Pokemon cards is about as degenerate as it can get. It's borderline gambling, but it's a little deeper than that. The hobby is called the Pokemon trading card game. So let's just start there. When we talk about trading, this insinuates community. My earliest memories of this was my parents dropping me off at Toys R Us on a Saturday to battle other kids in my town to play some Pokemon and trade some cards and have some fun. That was such a major moment for my life, to meet up and network with like-minded individuals from my city. And I know that's still going on to this day. I also remember a lot of us kids sitting in a little group after battling, or the ones that weren't very good like me that got knocked out of the little tournaments. We would then go discuss Indigo League and our favorite Pokemon. So those little small moments are the ones that brought us into the hobby, and what made it fun are also the moments that brought us back into the hobby, like myself. All these examples I'm going to be using myself. I never thought as a 30-year-old I would come back into the Pokemon collecting hobby. I'm stoked. I'm very hyped. It's amazing. I met so many cool people, kind of like the Toys R Us experience that I just told you guys, except online. What makes Pokemon fun for me is the conversations I get to have with a lot of random people on the internet. I get to do an awesome podcast with my good friend Eric and tell a bunch of stories of our childhood and talk about the market, which then creates a wider community on YouTube for this channel. One major piece of advice I can give you guys is to not let the not so fun areas of Pokemon ruin your day. For example, there is tons of those crazy investment channels on YouTube that can drain you and or make you have FOMO into the newest and oldest sets. On this channel, we do a few little investment tips here and there. Like I said, my goal is just to hold maybe 1 or 2 booster boxes or sealed product to then flip it over time to reinvest into myself and into the channel to open more products for you guys to enjoy. The whole stock market-esque Pokemon channels are just not for me. I don't know if they do it for you guys, but it just doesn't feel fun when people talk about Pokemon in that light. It feels like work. It feels like grown-up stuff that I came to this hobby to weed out. I don't want to do any more adulting when I'm talking Pokemon. And I guess that's a little hypocritical because I do talk about investing stuff here, but it's not to the point where this whole channel is simply about how to invest, $1,000 and to flip it into $3,000 in a year. So I hope I made that very clear. And if that is fun for you, investing in Pokemon is fun for you, and seeing the stocks and the charts is fun for you, then great, stay in your lane. So when it comes to having fun in the Scarlet and Violet era, I'm personally having way more fun in this era than I did in the Sword and Shield era. I think that the pull rates in the Sword and Shield era were they're horrible. They made us spend so much money to get those big Altards, and now looking back, I would do it so different. Was I having fun opening all those packs and feeling that sense of mystery? For sure, but it just wasn't a great financial decision. Whereas in the Scarlet and Violet era, we get so many great art rares, illustration rares, etc. big cards. There seems like there's plenty of them. If you don't want to open 100, 1,000 packs, you can just go buy the singles for under 10 bucks. Remember that I did come back in the Sun and Moon era like halfway through. Everything was such a blur back then too, because I wasn't really collecting seriously until the Sword and Shield era started. Is it just me, or did it feel daunting to just open up so much Sword and Shield product to try to get those alt arts that I know none of us pulled? Don't get me wrong, Sword and Shield had some amazing arts, but it just wasn't that fun to just continue to come up short time and time again. But when I did start to have more fun in the hobby is when Crown Zenith came out. Pull rates were crazy. I mean, it was Pokemon's gift to us to say thank you for spending thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars, pulling nothing and giving us white code cards. So now we're gonna make it up to you guys. We're gonna give you guys some good cards. Crown Zenith definitely brought me back in. I would definitely started to have buyer fatigue around at that time. If you've been watching this channel around that time, you guys can definitely go back and see I talked about buyer's fatigue a lot. So what makes Pokemon fun today for me? Whatever I want it to be. I'm also having tons of fun in the games. I'm playing Soul Silver right now. And I think going forward, I'm always gonna try to be playing at least a Pokemon game for the channel to discuss on the podcast. I think it's a very fun little avenue, and it kind of gives me a different task to not just zone out on Pokemon cards. And it really hits those nostalgia areas in my brain when playing those older Pokemon games. And it kind of reels you back into why you started this stuff all in the first place. I would like to know what makes Pokemon cards fun for you guys. Is it the community? Is it the games? Are you a game lover? Let me know anything in the comment section down below. Just wanted to offload some thoughts on you guys and just to hear if you guys are having fun in the hobby and if this channel is helping you have more fun in the hobby. Let me know anything in the comment section down below. And until next time, I'll catch you guys later. Peace.